Hello players and welcome to another video in Apwars. The team has delivered. All deadlines have been met. Now, on top of the combinator contract where you can train troops, you can now stake your troops to war and prepare for war, which is happening soon, very soon. In this video, we will show you very briefly how you can prepare for war, what would be the smartest thing to do, in our opinion, of course, and what to expect from the wars. Okay, so don't miss out on this video. If you like, please leave a comment, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. We will also be providing another video, which you will find here on our YouTube, that is specially dedicated to strategy. So how you can prepare for war using several strategies. Don't miss out on that one. So moving on with this video. Something that everyone needs to know is that there will be two consecutive wars. First will be the battle for supremacy. The battle for supremacy consists of a battle between the two factions where the corporation will face the degenerate. Currently, the corporation has humans only, and the degenerate have orcs and the undead. How is this settled? Basically, the greatest value of total faction power plus morale plus luck. Again, this is just a simplification because morale and luck do not add up, okay? They are multipliers and they also divide in the war contract. So basically the one faction that gathers the most total power, also with morale and luck to balance out the powers. For example, in the last war, the least powerful faction actually won. Okay, so the most powerful faction was the degenerate, and the corporation won because they got morale and luck. Okay, so the outcome is that only one of the factions will win, and the losing faction will receive war courage. At what ratio, you might ask? Well, the ratio is basically the total of burn war gold plus troops over the ratio that you will see next. So if you jump into war and are on the losing side of the battle for supremacy, you will be getting war courage plus memorable NFTs of that loss in this case. Okay, these memorable NFTs, you can even swap them and exchange them in the black market if you want. After the war, so consecutively, you will be getting a chance to fight the Fed. So you'll be fighting the Dragon Louis, and here you have, and you can check the website actually, you have the chance to win and to make a good amount of money because you are battling for 2.73 million war gold. So how is this done? How is this computed? Easy. What would be your price? What you can expect with it? It's simply your troops forces, so the total power of your troops over the total power of the troops on your faction, so the faction that has actually won and is now battling against the Fed, times 2.7 million times, okay, and I want to really point this out, times a factor that can vary from 0.1 to 0.9, okay? So please be aware that the amount that you will be getting might not be the total amount, okay? This is written in the docs. So basically, that can go from 0.1 up to 0.9. And this is basically a random number generator, okay? So at most, you will be getting 90% of the 2.73 million that will be sent back to the warriors who go to war. What does this mean? So for example, let's say that you have the number 0.5 on this variable. So if 0.5 is the number that you are getting here, you will be having a total amount of war gold, which is 1.35 million war gold, to be split again amongst the corporation or the degenerate, basically the winning faction. So now let's work on this number, 1.35 million war gold. And let's say that you are a very special player who has put in a lot of effort into farming troops or buying them, and you have 10% of the total power. That means that you will be getting 10% of that 1.35 million. So in short, so 10% of the 1.35 million war gold will basically give you 135,000 war gold. Okay, so if this number, this random number, is not 0.5, if it is 0.9, then that means in this ratio, then that means that you will be getting almost double this amount. Still, let's imagine that you are not one of those powerful soldiers and you are only responsible for 1% of the total power of your faction. So if the variable number is the same, so it's still 1% of this, that means that you will be getting basically 13,000 war gold for the war. Okay, so please be aware of that before staking troops to war, and so that you don't miss and gather, that you don't get false expectations that might hinder your expectations on the outcome. Okay, this is still play to earn. Okay, this is still play to earn. Still, the more you play, the more you're earning. Okay, do not forget about that. So again, you can leave comments and questions in the comment section. Also check our Telegram and the links are down below, and the Discord as well, where you can ask everything, and the admins will help you in every way they can. So you might be asking, so how on earth am I sending troops to war? This is very simple, actually. First thing that you should do, okay, this is just a recommendation, you should buy some NFTs. And where do you buy the NFTs? Well, easy peasy. You just go to the black market and you should buy the Arcane's book or the Elixir. Okay, just find the cheapest ones that might interest you. And of course, it really depends on the amount that you are sending to war. Why is that? Let's imagine that you are not sending too many soldiers to war. So buying these NFTs will not give you the upper hand, or it will not prevent, it basically will not give you any favorable outcome, because the Arcane's book will be useful for you to bring back from the dead the Arcanes, okay, the wizards, okay, which are these guys, okay, so the shaman, the witch, and the wizard, okay. So 25% of your troops can be saved from dying if you have the Arcane's book on the wallet that you stake for war, okay? If you have the elixir, that means that 10%, in this case the elixir 10%, whether be it 15 or 20%, if you have these NFTs, that means that you will be able to bring 10% more of your troops back from the dead, okay? So basically, not all of your soldiers will die. In the last war, we had, sorry about that. In the last war, we had, see the ratio here? So you see that we had about 1/3 of survivors, okay? So that means that you might expect, okay, you might expect to get, actually, sorry, yeah, exactly. So you might expect, and the numbers will vary depending on the faction that wins the first battle and the second battle, okay, because they will always be dead. So in this case, since we're using this demo wallet, don't pay attention, don't pay much attention to the numbers that you see here. This is just for demonstration purposes only. So again, jumping back into the presentation, you buy NFTs. If you get Elixir, you will get 10%, 15%, 20% of your troops that you will basically be bringing back from the dead or will not die, okay? And this will only be executed when you claim them, okay? When you bring them back from war to the next episode of this sequel, okay? Which I'll explain to you in a second. The Arcane's book goes the same way. So the Elixir works on the armory, the barracks, and the stables, okay? Armory, barracks, and stables. Okay, so that you don't miss out. And the Arcane's book, well, basically easy peasy. It's valid for the Arcanes, okay? Then you're going to buy troops or unstake them from the pools, okay? How do you do this? Again, pretty much what you did before. Let's imagine that you have some troops that are staked. Let's see, where do we have our demo? Okay, let's say that I want to send all of these guys to war. So I'll just unstake them, boom, confirm. You'll just confirm it, bam, done. Okay, and then you'll see these troops on the troops page, okay? So which one's Skeleton Warrior? So basically these guys are now here. See that my quantity has been updated and I can just send them to war if I want to. How? Again, also, these were just a pure simple unstaking. Let's say that I want to, I don't know, unstake these guys here. So I'll just unstake them here. So these are liquidity pools mining, so liquidity pool tokens. You will press confirm. This is Pike Orc with Armored Grunt. You go into liquidity. If you don't see the tokens, if your liquidity does not show up here, you just have to say that we're providing liquidity for these guys, okay? And instead of add, you just replace this with remove, okay? So it's done. Easy peasy, okay? So again, if this liquidity pool token does not show up, you will just have to do that. Simple. So you just unstake them from the contract and they will show up here. And then you go to Wars, War Against the Fed, Enlistment, and here you can simply stake the troops that you want to stake, okay? So, okay, I'll just approve enlistment of the first one that I see. It doesn't really matter. And then, boom, okay? Don't forget to choose your side wisely, okay? You've just approved it. You will read this. So basically what will happen? You will not be able to withdraw your troops until the war is over, and that means that the total war, the battle against the Fed and for supremacy as well, and the majority of them might die in battle, okay? So in the last war we had 1/3 and 2/3 of the troops dying, and then you have the NFTs to help you bring them back, okay? You can stake the maximum amount if you want, or whatever, okay? Let's say that I want to stake these guys. Okay, I'll just approve enlistment. The same goes, confirm. Okay, don't forget about the tips that we mentioned here. And okay, let's say that you're not sure if you want to stake them all or if you want to stake them all now. So what you can do is, okay, I'm just going to stake 300 of them, a third of what you have in the wallet. Really, it doesn't matter, 300 of them. You will just press confirm, and then you can decide afterwards if you are enlisting more or not, depending on the ratio. Okay, you can basically change your strategy along the way, because on the war status you will be seeing how many troops have been actually enlisted to war. Okay, see global quantity at war, global quantity at war, and global quantity at war. So judging only for these here, these 300 are about more than 10% actually of the total quantity at war at the moment, and we are still days ahead. So you can still farm your troops, enlist them again, change sides, change factions. One thing that you cannot do is remove them from the war contract, okay? Please be aware of that. So you can adapt your strategy, but it's not like you can change it 180 degrees, okay? So it's not like you're gonna go full degenerate or full corpse after staking them, okay? Please be aware of that. Don't miss out on the other video that shows different strategies. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, players, thank you and see you on the next one.